just Rachel here again. This video I am calling Elder Laughing Policeman. You'll see why a little bit further into the video, why I'm calling it that. But I just wanted to share a few things from my judicial meeting, which was back in June 2013. I was called into a judicial meeting on the grounds of apostasy, and basically I had been given only two options by one of the elders, guess which one, on a previous visit to my home, where he said that the choice I had was to disassociate or be disfellowshipped. So I refused to disassociate, as that meant renouncing my stand as a Christian, and said, well, I guess I'll see you at my judicial then, which he was kind of a bit shocked. Anyway, so I went to the judicial meeting, and all in all it was a very friendly, chatty, laughing thing, which I've already talked about on a previous video. But it's just very strange the way the brothers kind of handled my meeting. Apostates are spoken of in such a horrible way by the organisation. We're bitter, angry, predatory, insincere, wanting followers after ourselves, all this kind of negative stuff, which gives a dreadful impression to witnesses. Yet at my meeting they were friendly and chatty, and two of them hugged me at the end. Not the kind of thing that you would, not the kind of behaviour you would expect from elders dealing with an apostate. Anyway, I've just recorded, well, I'd like to play a few little snippets from my meeting, which you can actually find on JW Struggle, which is called "I Refuse to Disassociate Myself, You Must Disfellowship Me." I'm just going to play a few bits from Brother or Elder Laughing Policeman. So I'll just, where are we? I'm a Christian. I have Christ now. I'm much closer to Him and to my Heavenly Father than I've ever been in my life, and I'm a lot happier now. And He's got work for me to do. You won't believe that. Nuts or what's all the other things that we are? We're bitter, we're angry, we're whatever.
No, it's none of that. I mean, just as you have very strong convictions that you've developed on your own, and we don't judge you for that. So for us, we believe that what we're doing is right.
No, I understand that.
And so that's as simple as it is, in all honesty.
And I respect that, and I appreciate that.
So maybe we could just quickly look at one scripture there. This is just in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 10. And you'll probably know it, so I know how good you are with the scriptures. But from our point of view, we're trying to just follow 2 Corinthians 1:10. And what does Paul say then?
Okay. Now I exhort you, brothers, through the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you should all speak in agreement, and there should not be divisions among you, but that you may be fitly united in the same mind and in the same line of thought.
So summarising the discussion we've had is that we've got this idea and you've got different ideas. So
yes.
And that's as simple as I see it. And
You're straightforward.
Well, I'm just trying to summarise what we've been discussing, and I think the reality is that that's where we're at. And even what you just said to us, you know where you're at, and you're happy where you're at.
Yes.
And we ourselves are very happy.
And you're happy where you're at.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate that. I would have, last year, a couple of years ago, I would have been the same as you.
Yeah.
Not even that.
And so, I mean, that sort of summarises it all, really. And from our point of view, you've got to do what you've got to do, and that's what, Jehovah said to Adam and Eve, here you are. He didn't say, there's an electric fence around that fruit, I'm going to get you, and that's the same for us. He's given us that wonderful gift of free will to do what we want with our lives, and that's what makes life so good.
Having said this, I had found, I actually, like I mentioned, I found a new brotherhood, and much to my absolute surprise, I found really good people exactly like me, and we are united in the same mind and the same line of thought, and it's through the Holy Spirit that we are united. It's not through agreeing with certain doctrines or creeds, but it's the Holy Spirit that's teaching us. So,
and we certainly accept that for your way of wanting to do things, there's no trouble with that.
The only thing is it comes in it.
Okay, so I don't know if you caught these comments in there, but Brother Laughing Policeman said, we certainly don't judge you for that. You've got to do what you've got to do. We accept and have no trouble with you doing things your way. Yeah, right. Okay, and notice how he said, we have this idea and you have other ideas. Oh my goodness, what a crime. Thought crime. So it's just very strange, isn't it? I'll just try and find this other one. I don't know if this is...
Strength of hatred.
But people are going to either pity me, hate me, think that I've gone crazy in the head or something like that. That I'm bitter, that I'm just upset that perhaps I didn't get enough attention or something. I don't know, people can have all these ideas about why I'm not here anymore. And none of those things are true.
Well, I can tell you what, you're not a nutter.
No, I'm not a nutter.
Anyone that can pull that much information together and make so much sense out of it, you're a very switched on lady. As we've discussed many times before, that you're very switched on.
She is, I'm very proud of the way she's taking it seriously.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm not a nutter. That's a relief. So this Brother Laughing Policeman said that anyone who could put all this information together and make so much sense out of it isn't a nutter. So he was saying that what I said made sense, because I had presented them with letters and information that I'd printed up and given to them. So he said I made sense. An apostate, that makes sense. Interesting. Now I'll just get on to why I'm calling him Brother Laughing Policeman. Let's see.
I know you guys are
It's my husband speaking now.
Anything I can tell that
we don't try to be any different. And we do pray that you'll return back to
Well, that would be nice, but like I said,
you guys have got to change if you want.
Is that make us in a stalemate?
it's the top that's going to change. I've got no problem with it.
That's what I mean by you guys just want to top it up.
So appropriate, isn't it? Laughing one's head off at someone's spiritual execution. And there's just a little bit more here I want to do.
Yes, there's quite a few organisations that put out rather a lot of spiritual, religious material.
Anyway, come on, let's get
Anyway, he's freezing.
I've got a heap of people coming around to watch State of Origin.
Oh, look at me, it's nice to know you.
Lovely. We'll see you now at the end of the procedure.
Oh well, poor brother laughing policeman. He probably had his visitors waiting for him, you know, wanting to watch the State of Origin rugby on his big screen. I'm so sorry to have held you up. You know, it's these spiritual executions, they really interfere with your social life, don't they? Anyway, yes, this same elder who visited me earlier and said that I either had the choice to resign or be disfellowshipped. He also described the organisation as a club, and he said that, for example, let's say you joined the Working Man's Club and you agreed to follow all their rules, and then you decided that you didn't want to follow all their rules, then you would either have to resign or be kicked out. So I wondered if this is the kind of reasoning that a lot of elders use when it comes to having to disfellowship someone who just no longer agrees with some of the teachings or policies of the organisation. That, you know, well, you joined the organisation and you knew the rules, so it doesn't really matter whether the rules are fair or scripturally based, but that doesn't mean anything. When you join the club, you agree to follow the rules. If you break the rules, you're out of the club. So that seems to be the way that this elder approached it, and I wonder if a number of elders also feel that way, because it must weigh on their consciences, at least the nicer brothers. It must weigh on their consciences when they have to disfellowship someone for just exercising their Bible-trained conscience and believing differently to the governing body. And so perhaps they get round it, like absolve themselves from any responsibility in the spiritual execution by thinking of it like a club. It just seems a very flippant, very lacking in seriousness. It's like the brothers don't really understand what they're doing when they disfellowship a person. Yeah, it's a very sad state of affairs, but I hope we can see some changes in the future. Anyway, as I've explained before in a previous video, I did demand the brothers to disfellowship me, since they only gave me those two choices, and I wanted the brothers to follow through with the rules of the club, because I think a lot of elders sort of don't follow the rules, and they kind of soften the harshness of the dictates coming from the governing body. Because you hear, you know, if someone complains about being treated unjustly by an elder in the congregation, other witnesses will say, oh well, it's just that elder. But they need to see that the elders that follow the rules are the ones that are seen to be harsh. You know, I think a lot of witnesses have been sheltered from the harshness of the policies of the governing body because of the elders who are exercising their conscience and perhaps softening things. And I know one of the elders at my judicial committee meeting, I believe, was like that, kind of a bit soft and wishy-washy, but because of that, the congregation can't see the nasty policies of the organisation. So I wanted to make the brothers follow through on the rules, and I have no regrets whatsoever about that. I hope it made some people think. I don't know. I really hope it did. But anyway, I'm dedicating this video to Dean Collett. You know why. Okay, that's all for now. Bye.